On the modern battlefield, some of the biggest threats are the ones you can't see. Sure, military hardware is more powerful than ever, but it's also incredibly vulnerable. A single, targeted energy pulse, or a swarm of cheap drones could potentially turn billion-dollar assets into useless hunks of metal. But what if the next big leap in warfare wasn't a new missile or a stealthier jet? When this laser is fired, its beam is so intense that its electromagnetic field literally rips electrons away from air molecules in its path. This process, called ionization, creates a narrow, invisible tunnel of plasma. The most promising use is for clearing mines and improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. Right now, clearing a path through a minefield can involve things like explosive line charges, which work but can be dangerous for personnel. Well, despite its incredible potential, the technology still faces some major hurdles. For starters, the power requirements are enormous. Generating such an intense laser in the electrical discharge requires big, bulky equipment that just isn't practical for the field yet. Then there's the issue of range. While it may not be the key to winning a battle today, the research is definitely forging an interesting one for tomorrow. Is it the power, the range, or something else entirely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Early prototypes struggled to hold a stable plasma channel much further than a football field. A vehicle-mounted LIPC system could just zap these explosive threats from a safe distance, detonating them with a controlled electrical charge. And, like any cutting-edge research, getting consistent funding to solve these tough problems is always a challenge. The science is solid, and the potential uses are huge. Researchers have proven that yes, you can guide lightning. But there's a massive gap between a cool lab experiment and a rugged, reliable weapon you can use in a sandstorm. These are the reasons weaponized lightning is still on the frontier of military tech, not in its standard arsenal. And as long as it has power, it can fire over and over. What if the key was weaponizing a force of nature itself? I'm talking about lightning. And no, this isn't a comic book fantasy. This targets a key vulnerability in even the most sophisticated military hardware. It's offering a potential game changer for handling specific threats. It's a real field of military research that points to a radical new future for the battlefield. So, what does weaponized lightning actually look like? Forget wizards and superheroes. The real-world version is way more precise and, honestly, more impressive. Normal air is a terrible conductor of electricity, but this plasma channel is the exact opposite. It's almost a perfect conductor. It basically becomes a wire made of superheated air, stretching from the weapon right to the target. Once that invisible wire is in place, a massive burst of electricity is sent down the channel. Instead of arcing randomly, the electricity takes the laser-guided path of least resistance, zapping its target directly. The technology is called a laser-induced plasma channel, or LIPC. It's a system with one job, creating a controllable path for a massive electrical discharge. Think of it less like a random bolt from the sky and more like a high-tech long-distance taser with a devastating punch. For years, it was pure science fiction, but labs like the U.S. Army's Picatinny Arsenal have been working to make it a reality, aiming to direct the power of an electrical arc with the precision of a laser. How do you possibly control something as chaotic as lightning? The method is surprisingly clever. All starts with an incredibly powerful, ultra-short pulse laser. This plasma channel is the secret sauce. So why go through all this trouble? Because this technology could solve some very real problems. Beyond that, the system could theoretically disable or destroy any conductive target, frying the sensitive electronics inside tanks, communication hubs, and other advanced systems. So if this is so great, why aren't there lightning cannons on every tank? On top of that, the system's performance can be thrown off by things like dust and humidity, which can mess with the laser beam. So, could Thunderbolts be the key to modern warfare? The honest answer is, not yet. The journey of laser-guided lightning is a perfect example of how warfare constantly pushes the limits of what we think is possible. What do you think is the biggest hurdle for this technology to overcome?